Hi everyone, Merv here. It's your boy. I'm back again with your new video. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm fine. I had an opportunity to be among those enjoying, this beautiful day. The weather was a little bit unpredictable this morning. It didn't really seem like it was going to rain, but it did rain. But it didn't really rain heavy. It was a quick rain and it stopped. The activities went on as usual. And yeah, I'm here. It's a beautiful Wednesday, and I hope everybody's doing well. As you all know, I'm in Kinshasa currently. I'm in vacation. I'm on vacation, I should say. I got a lot of things that I have planned to do out here. They're going pretty smoothly. Like I promised in one of my videos previously, that those details will be coming up in the forthcoming videos. So, like you guys know, I usually vlog out of my cell phone. Um, I haven't really gotten a hold of all this editing software yet. So every time I'll record out of my digital camera, I have to put it into my computer, edit, and all of that. It's a lot of work, but as I'm moving along, I will get a hang of it. But until that I become more efficient, to using the digital camera, I will continue recording out of my cell phone. However, this particular one is being recorded out of my Canon camera. All right, guys, just bear with me. All right. So I've been here for 3 weeks now, and I have seen a lot of things. This video is I'm going to focus a little more about the things that I have seen and the realities that I have encountered, and my opinion and my recommendation and advice to some of you who are planning of coming down here, either to invest or for just a vacation or for fun or whatever the case may be, because I'm doing all at once. So I myself got my personal things that I'm taking care of, and at the same time I also have friends, of course, relatives and family member that I have been spending time with. We are going places. I'm discovering new places, a lot of new, spots, and it's just so much fun out here. But one thing, guys, that I wanted to focus on, I seem to think that a lot of young people, in Kinshasa, they whether they have a job or they're jobless, they their ambitions is to move to a Western world. They all want to come to America. They all want to go to Europe because they believe there they will be offered better opportunities and a better life, which in most cases could be true, but not necessarily, because as far as I'm concerned, there are opportunities everywhere. I've lived in the United States for almost 9 years now, and the opportunities or the American dream that we've all, heard or listened to, a lot of movies that we've watched, isn't actually realistic. The American dream is basically for those that have already consolidated power between them, and there are always those that have access to the American dream. It is just almost as the same thing, the same way it is here in the Congo. All these politicians and these powerful people that have the most power, they share the power between them. They're those who enjoy the most coming out of the Congo. But ordinary people like you and I, we get to grind, we get to work harder, and just multiply effort to make it out. It is what it is. All right. But some of us who had the opportunity to move overseas and be a part of diaspora, I've noticed one thing. We all tend to criticize, uh, how poorly our government is running the country, how poorly our politicians are making decisions, and on and on. I can go on and on and on because there are a lot of things that people talk about. But there are realities on the ground when you get here. Um, you don't have to blame everything on politician just by the fact of spending time with people and interacting with them. You get a different vibe, a different feeling. You get to understand the true reality, okay? And this is one thing that I've always said. I mean, if you don't like something around you, instead of complaining, just change it. Because it is in human nature. Let's just give you one example. If I benefit from killing people, I'm not a killer. If I benefit from killing people, and killing is a horrible crime, it's a homicide actually. And if that's the way I make a living, no matter how irrational or how immoral it is, but to other people, to me, it is a business opportunity. This is my way of seeing things because killing people doesn't bother me at all as long as I get to make a living out of it. All right. The people that are against those type of practices, what do? They take a different approach. They go to the cops and they prosecute you and they put you in jail. That's their solution because they're trying to change things. But for those of you who complain too much about how poorly our governments are running the country, instead of blaming everything on politicians, why don't you just come down here and look around and see what is now working in your community and change it? Because we can just sit here and spend time talking about, how the current government is not really running the country the way it's supposed to, or compare the Mobutu time or Kabila's father's time and Kabila's son's time, and so forth. Why don't we just come down here and look around and see what can you change? All right, I'm going to invest in this. I'm going to change that. Because let me tell you one thing, whether you like it or not, in every country in this world, nothing, I mean nothing will be done that that will favor you, coming from politicians' will. Politicians also have their own interests that they after. Okay, they receive all this donation, they receive all this campaign fund. You're not gonna do anything to change their way of doing things. Instead of complaining, how about you just get up and go get something done? Let's just say you grew up in a community where there are a lot of street kids or there are a lot of orphans, all right? You can just go there, work with local people, build an orphanage, and get funding from elsewhere and put these kids in good condition. How don't you just do that? Instead of complaining about how there are a lot of orphans and parents are irresponsible, they don't take care of their kids properly, and so forth. There are orphans in the United States, there are orphans in Europe, and almost in everywhere in the world. The only way we can change it is by taking actions, because this is one thing that I do. If I blame something on you, it always comes with an advice. Okay, because I know if that's your behavior, there isn't really nothing I can do to change it, but I can offer some alternative, and it is up to you to consider those alternatives or to turn them down. All right, that's just how I go down. But some people don't seem to understand that living in this world, there are rules. You have your own rules that you set. And if you're not respecting your own rules, how in the hell are you expecting somebody else to respect them? That is the question that you should be asking yourselves and ask people around you. You see what I'm saying? I mean, this is one thing. And I've seen a lot of things. Congo really needs a lot of investors. And when I mean investor, I'm not necessarily talking about giant companies and or multi-billions or multi-million companies coming here investing, in our communities or investing, to give jobs. But you can do the little things in the neighborhood where in which you grew up in, and it can change a lot of things. If your neighbor, if somebody next door cannot do it, just try. I guarantee you, there are people with money. There are people with money, but they don't know what to do with their money. But you may think that you don't have anything, the money that you have is not enough to get something started. But once you start it, somebody else will follow. That's just how it works. Some other people, they lack motivation. They waiting for somebody else to start something in order for them to continue. But I guarantee you, you go there, you invest in your community. There could be other people in that community having the same opinion as you do or the same ideas as you do, but they just don't have the courage. From the moment when you take a stand and you start the initiative, and you will see how many people will follow after. Even nobody follows, it's okay. Ask for help. Ask for people around and do what you can. At least people see it. They see the will that you have to help your community, to help, either eliminate something or to help create job. Congo need a lot of people in all aspects of life, whether it is in farming, it is in, other business nurtures, you name it. You just do it. One thing and an advice that I'm about to give you now, guys, please don't just sit there and blame other people for their own failure, okay? Congo doesn't belong to the politician. Congo does not belong to the president of the Congo. Congo does not belong to every single one of our families. Congo belongs to every citizen of the Congo that were born and grew up here. If you're a Congolese citizen, Congo belongs to you no matter where you live. If you love your country for the love of your country, for the love of the next generation, do something to change the situation. Don't waste your time blaming on politicians on how poorly they're doing their job, blaming other people for not being competent, in doing their jobs. But what I'm asking you today in this video to do is to find something that you love to do, to find something that you can do using your own resources and your own finances, all right? And get it done. And if you stuck, it's okay. You don't build a house in one day. You don't build a house in 2 days. It depends on how much money you have. If you can afford to build a house within a month, it's just up to how much money you have in your bank account. If you don't have enough money, you can start with the foundation. And if the money runs out, you stop the project. You work more, you save more money. Within the next month or two, you continue with other things, all right? And you continue until your house is fully built. That is how we should help our community. We don't need a lot of money. We can start with a little something, but the will coming from your heart determine the type of personality or the type of person you are, okay? Helping people doesn't necessarily require abundance of goods. It doesn't necessarily require you to have a lot of money. If you're somebody who help people, whether you have more or less, you will always help them. This one example that I'm about to give you, and this is going to conclude this video, guys. I ignore the biblical verse, but I remember this part from watching Jesus' movie on television. There is a poor guy, begging for money on the streets. But all the money he had begged for, he offered the money to Jesus while he was preaching through the temple. That's all the money he had collected. Is a poor man. He gave all the money to Jesus, and God blessed him. He's a poor guy. He received money from people, coming from all direction, giving him money. But then when he listened to the preaching, he couldn't help himself. He gave his offering. But a rich person, he gave even way more money than he did. But because he didn't open up his heart as he was giving the money, actually the poor guy beat him to it, because he had an open heart giving offering to Jesus, and that's all he had. And guess what happened? God gave more back to him. That's going to conclude this video, guys. I appreciate you tuning in, and if you want me to make videos like this, please let me know at the comment down below, and I will address them accordingly. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Until next time, it's your boy Merv. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.